Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, we're tackling a common issue faced by many who use tkinter, Python's standard GUI library, the dreaded TCL error, couldn't connect to display 0.0. This error pops up when tkinter can't find a graphical display to connect to. It can be frustrating, but don't worry, we'll explore why this happens and, more importantly, how to fix it across different environments. First, let's understand the root cause. Tkinter relies on a display server, like X11 on Linux or macOS, to render its graphical elements. This display server might not be running or configured correctly, causing the connection issue. Now, let's dive into the specific scenarios and how to address them. 1. Linux/macOS without X11 forwarding. If you're working on a remote Linux or macOS machine via SSH, and you're trying to run a tkinter application, you might encounter this error. SSH by default doesn't forward graphical connections. The solution is to use X11 forwarding. When connecting via SSH, use the X or Y flag. For example, sshxuser@yourserver.com. The X flag is for trusted X11 forwarding, and Y is for untrusted forwarding. Use X first, and if you still have problems, try Y. 2. Windows subsystem for Linux. WSL doesn't come with a display server out of the box. You need to install one separately. A popular choice is VCXSRV. Download and install VCXSRV. Then, before running your tkinter script, you need to set the display environment variable. In your WSL terminal, run export display equals $awk/nameserver/ print $2 exit /etc/resolve.conf2/dev/null0. You might also need to allow access through the Windows firewall for VCXSRV. 3. Docker containers, by design, are isolated. To run tkinter applications within a Docker container, you need to configure X11 forwarding or use a virtual display. For X11 forwarding, you need to mount the X11 socket into the container and set the display environment variable similar to the WSL setup, but it's a bit more involved. A simpler approach for some use cases is to use a virtual display like Xvfb. Install Xvfb inside your container with apt-get update and an apt-get install Xvfb. Then, before running your tkinter application, start Xvfb with Xvfb run autoservernum python your_script.py. For virtual environments, sometimes, the tkinter package isn't properly installed or activated within your virtual environment. Make sure that tkinter is installed in your virtual environment by running pip install tkinter, or python 3m pip install tkinter. Activate your virtual environment before running your script. Remember to check your environment variables to make sure they are configured correctly. These are the most common scenarios that cause the TCL error, couldn't connect to display 0.0 error in tkinter. By understanding the underlying causes and applying the appropriate solutions, you can overcome this issue and get your tkinter applications running smoothly. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and leaving a comment. Your support helps us create more content like this. See you in the next video.